The fire is where you grow. There's a version of your life that feels comfortable. You know what tomorrow looks like. You know what you're doing. You know what you're capable of. And nothing really changes. You feel safe. But there's a problem with staying comfortable for too long. You stop growing. Because the truth is, most of the growth we experience in life doesn't happen when everything is going right. It happens when we're uncomfortable, uncertain, and when we're tired. And sometimes, God allows us to enter these seasons that we desperately want to escape. Not because He abandoned us, but because He's building something in us. Think about a fire. Nobody wants to walk into a fire. That's dumb. Everything in you tells you to run away from it. But sometimes, the only way to become stronger is to walk directly into what scares you. And that's what life does. It puts you in situations where you don't feel prepared. You have setbacks, rejection, and even failure. It gives you moments where you look around and wonder, God, why am I going through this? And trust me, I've had moments like that too. And maybe that's you that I just called out. But what if the uncomfortable season you're praying for God to remove is actually the season He's using to prepare you? We live in a world that tells us to avoid all discomfort. If you're tired, stop what you're doing. If something is hard, just quit. And if you're unhappy, find something easier. If you fail, move on to something else. And don't get me wrong, obviously there are times when you should walk away from things that aren't good for you. But remember this, there's a difference between something being wrong for you and something simply being hard. Because sometimes we mistake discomfort for a sign that we're going in the wrong direction, when in reality, discomfort can be evidence that we're finally leaving the person that we used to be. Think about working out. You don't build big muscles by just lifting easy weights. You put your body under stress and you recover and you come back stronger. Hence being sore. Your character works the same way. Your faith works the same way. And your discipline works the same way. You don't become patient by constantly getting what you want. You become patient when you have to wait. You don't become courageous when you're never afraid. You become courageous when you're afraid and move forward anyways. And you don't develop faith when you have every answer. You develop faith when you don't. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that testing your faith produces perseverance." And then it says something incredibly important. "Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete." Think about that. Let perseverance finish its work. Don't run from the process. Don't abandon the process halfway through. Don't assume the struggle means God isn't listening. Sometimes the struggle is part of the answer. Romans 5 here gives us another powerful progression. It says suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. Again, look at that progression. There's a process in line. And we usually want to skip straight to the hope part. We want the blessing without any of the battle, any of the fight. The confidence without the fear, the strength without struggle, testimony without the test. But God doesn't work like that. Sometimes He builds the person before He gives the person the thing that they're asking for. Patience. And maybe you're in that season right now. Maybe you're watching everybody around you succeed while you're kind of stuck in place. Maybe you're working hard and nobody notices. Maybe you're trying to become a better person and you keep falling into old habits. Maybe you're praying for something and God seems silent. And maybe you're asking, how much longer? And I want you to hear this. Don't waste the season you're in. If you're waiting, learn patience. If you're struggling, learn endurance. If you're failing, learn humility. If you're alone, learn who you are. And if you're afraid, trust God. Because every season of life has something to teach you. And I'm not telling you you should enjoy suffering. That's just insane. You don't have to pretend that the pain doesn't hurt. You don't have to smile when life breaks your heart. You don't have to call every bad thing good. Some things are genuinely painful. Some seasons genuinely suck. But you can believe that God can bring something good out of them. That's different. Romans 8:28 reminds us that God works things together for the good of those who love Him. That doesn't mean everything that happens to you is good. It means God is powerful enough to take even the things you didn't choose and use them to shape you. And maybe that's the perspective we need. Instead of asking, God, why is this happening to me? Maybe sometimes we should ask, God, what are you trying to build me in? What are you trying to get me through? And how will this help me? What is it teaching me? What weakness is it exposing? What part of me needs to change? Where am I depending on myself instead of you? Because sometimes the greatest thing God can give you isn't removing a mountain. It's giving you the equipment and the strength to climb over it. So if life feels uncomfortable, don't immediately assume something is wrong. Maybe you're being stretched, being refined, and being prepared. Maybe God is removing the version of you that can't go where He's trying to take you. And that process can suck. Growth usually does. The person you want to become is probably on the other side of something that you're currently avoiding. The discipline you want requires you to do things you don't feel like doing. The confidence you want requires you to fail and get your ass back up. The faith you want requires you to trust when you don't have all the answers. The life you want may require you to leave behind the comfort you've become addicted to. So don't run from every fire. Some fires aren't meant to destroy, but some fires are meant to refine. And when you walk through those life seasons with God, you may come out different, stronger, wiser, more disciplined, more grateful, more humble, and maybe most importantly, closer to Him. You don't need to know exactly how everything is going to work out. Just keep moving. Keep working, keep trusting, and become who you are. Because God never promised us a life without storms, but He did promise us that we wouldn't have to walk through them alone. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen you and help you." So whatever you're facing right now, don't waste this opportunity. Let it teach you, let it strengthen you, and let it bring you closer to God. And when life gets uncomfortable, don't always ask, how do I get out of this? Sometimes ask, who is God trying to make me become through this? Because maybe that fire isn't here to destroy you. Maybe it's here to build you.